against. I never got in two battles that were the same.
Olds and his wingman steal even closer, approaching undetected behind the vast German formation. To reduce drag, the P-38s dropped their heavy long-range fuel tanks that they needed to fly this far into Germany.
And I told my wingman, B.E. Hollister, tanks. Off went the drops, and we kind of barged ahead. And I lined up on tail end Charlie, and I was just about to shoot, and both engines quit.
Startled, Olds realizes that when he dropped his tanks, he forgot to switch over to his internal fuel supply.
So what the hell, I shot anyway. And to this day, I claim to be the only fighter pilot in the history of aerial warfare to shoot down an enemy aircraft while in the glide mode.
As that first enemy breaks up and tumbles away, Olds restarts his engines and presses his attack into the formation.
I know it sounds ridiculous for two guys to attack that many airplanes, but I ask anyone who's listening, put yourself in one of those German airplanes. One of your people screams that he's been hit, he's bailing out. Every man in that huge gaggle would wonder if there was somebody right behind him.
The German pilots scatter in panic. The P-38 speed into the formation of 50 enemy planes. Olds' wingman chases after two aircraft. Olds, in a climbing left turn, pursues another Messerschmitt.
Then I went on into the fight, got another one. B.E. got two of them up here with one pass. And I looked down and there was a P-51. Where he came from, I have no idea.
The American P-51 Mustang is being chased by two Me-109s. Olds breaks into a steep, screaming dive to help the outnumbered Mustang. But in his excitement, Olds dives too fast. Olds pulls and turns his control yoke. Scat-3 doesn't respond. His P-38 plummets out of control, plunging toward the German countryside. August 23, 1943. Army Air Force Captain Robin Olds dives to help an American P-51 under attack, but he dives too fast. The speed built up in his dive has rendered his flight controls useless. The P-38 is now gripped by an aerodynamic effect known as compressibility. It was a phenomenon only beginning to be understood by aircraft engineers and pilots. In the dive, Olds' P-38 actually approaches the speed of sound. The air on the leading edge of the wing begins to compress. As the speed increases, a shock wave develops. The airflow over the wings and critical control surfaces is disrupted. The pilot is no longer master of his machine.
When a pilot in P-38 was in a dive with compressibility, the control surfaces were almost useless, and they could pull and yank at it as hard as they could and get almost no reaction. It must have been a terrifying experience.
With the loss of control, Olds focuses his attention inside the cockpit.
I saw that 51 down there and dove without thinking. So to heck with the Germans, all I wanted to try to recover, because many had not been able to do so.
But as he reaches the denser air at lower altitude, the control surfaces start to respond. He pulls back hard on the P-38's control yoke.
I pulled so many G's that my canopy window broke out, which was horrifying noise. And I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but I managed to pull out right above this wheat field near the town of Rostock.
With a shattered canopy, it's time for Olds to call it a day.
Now I want to go home. I've had enough.
But a string of tracer fire past his nose brings him back into the fight.
And there was a 109 shooting at me. And I quickly turned hard, thinking, this isn't fair, leave me alone, I'm hurt. All I want to do is go home.
Olds has to make a quick decision. He can increase power, pull ahead, and hope to outrun the German, or he can climb to gain room to maneuver. but a climb could slow him down and give the enemy an easier shot at him. Olds is here in front of the German. Olds goes for the extreme. He flat planes, pulls on the yoke as hard as he can, turns hard left, 90 degrees, and shudders into a high-speed stall. It's the air combat equivalent of locking the brakes.
And the G-force like that, I slowed down rapidly. He overshot, rolled the wings level, and he was right in front of me, so I pulled the trigger. Down he went.